Hello everybody. Welcome to the chapter Respiration in Animals. The lesson is taken from the chapter Life Process, and in that we are going to discuss about respiration in animals. This is the continuation of the lesson. That is, we have talked about different types of respiration: aerobic, anaerobic in muscle cells. Now, by this time we have learnt what is respiration. Breaking down of food in the presence of oxygen is called aerobic respiration. Breaking down of food in the absence of oxygen is known as anaerobic respiration. Now, how do the animals take this oxygen? How do they respire? How the air enters the body of the organism for respiration? So, animals have evolved different organs for the uptake of oxygen from the environment and for getting rid of the carbon dioxide produced. So here we are going to see about aquatic animals. Now, aquatic animals have the respiratory organs called gills. Now here you can see gills. Gills are the respiratory organs of fish. If you have seen a fish in an aquarium, you can see it opens and closes its mouth regularly. And this opening and closing of the mouth helps to take the dissolved oxygen. Now, water has oxygen dissolved in it. The animal is living in the water. It takes the oxygen that is dissolved in the water and it allows the water to enter its mouth. The water will enter and it will reach this part called as gills. So the gills increase the surface area of absorption. Once the water comes in contact with these gills, the oxygen is slowly absorbed or diffuses into the blood vessels called as arteries. They take in the oxygen, the blood vessels will take in the oxygen and release the carbon dioxide. Now, if you count your breathing rate and the breathing rate of the fish breathing rate is more compared to our breathing rate or the animals which are living on the earth, terrestrial organisms. Now, the rate of breathing in aquatic organisms is much faster than that seen in terrestrial organisms. So why is it fast? Because it needs to absorb the dissolved oxygen, so it breathes more time so that oxygen can enter the body. So oxygen is absorbed in blood and then carbon dioxide is released. Next, respiration in terrestrial animals. Human beings are the example of terrestrial animals. They are one of the examples. And we have come across this chapter. You have read this chapter in class 7th. So respiratory organs which help in respiration. What are they? Nostrils, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles and alveoli. You have a pair of lungs in your chest cavity which is protected by the rib cage. So rib cage is protecting the lungs and heart in the chest cavity. The body is divided into thoracic region and abdominal region, and it is separated with the help of a muscular floor, a muscular membrane called as diaphragm. Diaphragm is nothing but a muscular floor which works like a bladder of your football. So when we breathe in, the oxygen or the air enters into our lungs. It gets filled, the lungs get filled with the air. And in that, the oxygen will be absorbed by the alveoli. When we breathe out, the diaphragm contracts and it pushes out the unwanted air, that is carbon dioxide. Now, air enters nostrils. Nostrils we have a pair of nostrils, and inside the nostrils you have hair and a mucus lining. The air enters our nose. Along with the air, many dust particles enter our nose. So the hair in the nose will not allow the dust particles to enter. And in case there are few finer particles and they try to enter the lungs, they are caught or held inside the mucus lining. So once the air enters this part from the nostrils, it reaches this tube-like structure which is made up of cartilaginous rings called as trachea. Before that, the air passes through a structure called as larynx or your voice box. The larynx has a stretched membrane which vibrates due to the movement of the air and produces sound. Now, these ring-like structures, cartilaginous ring-like structures, form the trachea. They get further divided into two bronchi. The trachea divides into bronchi, and the trachea will further divide into small tubes called bronchioles. And the bronchioles will end up into the balloon-like structures called as alveoli. These are alveoli or the balloon-like structures. They increase the surface area of absorption. If the alveolar surface were spread out, it would cover about 80 meters square. So imagine how much alveoli is stuck in your lungs. So this is the muscular diaphragm which contracts and relaxes and helps in breathing. Now the air that enters our body passes through both the lungs, then it goes into smaller tubes and then it ends up into the alveoli. This alveoli is fully connected with blood vessels. Exchange of gases takes place here. The carbon dioxide enters the alveoli and it goes out from the nostrils, and the oxygen is taken in and it is sent into the blood vessels. So exchange of gases takes place in the alveoli. So alveoli is a very important organ and all the exchange of gases take place. Now, during exchange of gases, we need oxygen for respiration. So this oxygen binds with a pigment called as hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is known as the respiratory pigment. Where do you find this? It is there in our blood. So once the oxygen binds with it, it becomes red in color and it goes to each and every cell of our body for respiration. So this is how the respiratory pigment and the respiratory organs are linked. See, the air enters and it brings oxygen, and this oxygen is taken to each and every cell where aerobic respiration takes place, breaking down of glucose, and then carbon dioxide, water and energy are produced. The carbon dioxide that is produced is brought back with the help of blood because carbon dioxide dissolves in the blood. So it can be easily transported to the lungs for exchange. So carbon dioxide thrown out with the help of nostrils and oxygen is taken with the help of nostrils. So this is about our lungs and how aquatic animals breathe and how terrestrial animals breathe, children. Thank you.